I really like Australia. I like Australia a lot. I think like Australian humor is also very similar to my humor as well. A lot of pedo jokes, like a lot of fucking like a lot of edgy humor, but smart kind of, and also very dumb at the same time. I don't know how else to describe it, but like I totally understand why they have. Why are you guys throwing up Haas like shit? I was just talking about fucking LeBron James being a white hat pedophile. What do you mean, huh? Like, what is that? What do you think just happened in literally the last 30 minutes? Do you think that's a normal joke that normal people like, that you take for granted in this community? Like, what do you mean? How are you going to throw Haas? Like, what do you... Guys, we have a very specific sense of humor here in this community, okay? And that is not really reflected by normal people in the normal world, except for those in Australia. So, bro said the meat quality was high. Oh, the meat quality is really high, yes. Oh, you... Oh, like gay? Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. I meant like I'm sucking penises. No, I mean the meat quality is really high, as in like I don't know. It's just high. I don't know how else to describe it. It's great. You said the humor was really smart, like calling people pedos. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, Australian meat standards are super high. I get it. A reminder that Hasan doing normal, fun content and collaboration is a really good positive on introducing people who might be casual watchers, leftist politics. People see him in a different light and are more receptive to agitprop content that he normally makes. Thank you, Rogue Stereo, for getting it. That is exactly the point. That is why I do what I do. This is it. Hasan blatantly talking about Marxism to Dems is something I love. I thought I hated this dude, but after watching this interview, it turns out I do not, in fact, hate this dude. Really refreshing, and I'll be following him on everything. I think one of the things Hasan's platform that he almost touched on is that the messages he advocates for are a lot more palatable for people who aren't on board when it comes from a guy like him. I'm trans, and a normie transphobe will never hear me out. They will hear out a giant broy white guy. It's what makes such a valuable advocate. I'm an old lefty and I watch this kid a lot. I like that he is unscripted and makes mistakes sometimes. He's not afraid, and that's refreshing. He's also really funny. Props PSA for having on Hasan. The Dem Party needs to embrace people like Hasan, not push him away like a lot of moderate staffers DNC might want. This is awesome. I hadn't heard Hasan, but for a wholesome show, it was spot on, particularly on voting local. Your commissioners and council members have more impact on your life than anyone else. There it is. And for the record, these kinds of comments are so consistent. They're so consistent with all of my collaborations. And by the way, I experienced this. I personally experienced this here when I was in Australia. The fucking Cold Ones boys thought, and they've had Ludwig on, remember. They had Ludwig on. Ludwig is a good friend of mine, and we're very aligned on a lot of shit. And those guys personally thought that I was like the most annoying, like they thought I would hate them. They thought I was going to be like an annoying, no fun having, killjoy woke scold, because that's the vibes that they have seen from other people, especially like Twitter impression farmers and shit like that. That's what people think. That's what people think of us. That's what people think of me. That's what people think of my community. And it literally makes people scared to even collaborate. You know what I mean? Which is why I like doing this kind of stuff more and more frequently. Because I want to make sure that people understand, like, that's not what this is about at all. Because that yields such positive results. That yields very positive results overall as far as, getting normies on board with, like, this kind of politics. So if you like my kind of politics and you want more normies to get on board with it, do the exact opposite of what these fucking freaks do online, who don't like my politics and use every waking moment to make me look bad so that like I'm unapproachable to normies, because that is the ultimate decision. It's just the hyper online people that get fucking weird about you. Exactly. Yeah, that's why Emery was shocked when I said the word libtard, for example. How'd you get along with Chad? I'm sure it was just chill, just curious. I love Cold Ones. I got along very well with Chad. I think he's a very interesting dude who says a lot of fucking unhinged shit specifically to get a reaction out of you, but like deep down and beyond that, he's like a very nice person. He's like a really nice person. Here, you want to know why? I'll tell you this much. I sit down for dinner with Laserbeam and some other Australian friends. Every single person is like, "Hey, listen, when you meet Chad, he's going to say stuff. Okay? Please. When you meet him, he's going to say stuff. Please don't like take it personally. Please don't get serious. He's going to say shit that's going to, that you're going to respond to. And he's trying to get a rise out of you. He's actually a good guy. I promise you he's a good guy. I promise you he's a good guy." Keep saying this over and over again. Okay? Which I thought was really funny because they were like gearing me towards this dude being like, saying like, unhinged shit. He is very similar to Miskiff in many ways, by the way. Chad is. Like in the way that he operates, like he's very ADHD. Okay? But they're like de-escalating. And Of course, lo and behold, I meet him, and the first thing I saw was that he was talking to one of the ladies at the restaurant that they were at, and he was very, very accommodating and very kind to that person. And I was like, all right, yeah, this guy's not a fucking asshole. That's it. He was very nice to everywhere we went. He was very, very, very over the top nice to the people that actually work at these places. And you know, he's just like says edgy shit. And immediately I was like, okay, I get it. Like he's just Australian. I like your politics and will always support you, but your take on countries are not great. Each country has good parts and bad parts, and blanket statement sucks. This sucks and that sucks is very dumb. What? You British chatter. 100% British chatter. Chatter, are you British? That's got to be a British chatter. That's a chatter from England. 100p. Listen. British person spotted. He's Brit prosting. Anyway, listen, you're absolutely right. Every country has phenomenal places and places that are not as good. Okay, that's perfectly normal. It's just I'm just talking about my preferences. Okay, what is this? Melbourne and Sydney are great cities. Food is good in Aussie land, but it has a lot of racists. I think he still is a British chatter. I'm telling you. Let's see. You suck too. So many bad takes. It was a long, dumb joke. Love the meat. Australia and England are the same country? No. I think Australia is on top. Bro, I will stand on this. I will say this with my chest. I think Australia is better than England. I do. For me, and what I like Australia more. And I'm supposed to like England more because England is like more on board with like developing and being like a full-blown fucking city. But I do like Australia. Dude, you can't beat it. The sun fucking actually is out here. You know what I mean? Right now, this is a very like London style day. It's not very nice right now. It's not very nice out. It's only 57 degrees, very cloudy. But London is like just really fucking, the weather is so bad, dude. It makes so much sense why these motherfuckers colonized the whole planet. Okay? It makes so much sense. If England had good weather, it would be OP. Because like when you're in London, when you visit London, if you go in like the summer, if you go in like a good time, and there's that one fucking day where the sun is out, you're like, God damn, what a beautiful city, actually. London is amazing. Like you forget the weird scents that you smell. You forget that there's, you know, trash and stuff. You forget all the weirdness for a brief moment because it's like, oh my God, vitamin D. Oh my God, this could be a livable place. And then boom, it's a fucking mirage, okay? It's gone. It's gone like that. And then all of a sudden you're back. You're like, oh God, this fucking weather, it sucks. I'm telling you, it makes so much sense that these guys literally colonized the planet because it is not, like, it is uninhabitable. The weather is so bad. It is uninhabitable out there. It makes sense. If I lived there, I'd fucking do the same shit.